Okie dokie. Starting that intro. Hey, broke it. They made a mess with this. That's not good. I'll have to let those guys know.
There
They
we go.
made some changes to this, and so far we've been using StreamYard. It's been very, very, very good. But it looks like there's a either an issue in our end or a glitch, whatever. I don't know. But usually it transitions over from our intro to us, and it didn't do that. So that's kind of a problem, but that's okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Spectator Mode Podcast. I'm Keith Mitchell. To my, you my left or my right? You're my left now. To my left is Carl May Smart over there in Australia. What's going on, man?
Not much. It is almost that time of Jingle Bells and Batman smells and Robin lays eggs and stuff
And
like that.
Feliz Navidad.
And Feliz Navidades and
And
Happy Hanukkahs
Santa Claus
and
breaking down your chimney, breaking into your house, trespassing,
yep, and the Grinch stealing Christmas and all that other fun
all
stuff
that
and the
other stuff.
shows that
So,
they don't show on TV anymore because
uh,
screw network television.
so welcome back to another episode, guys. As you can see, it's just two of us again today. Rob is out doing Christmas parties and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, have fun with that, Rob. We miss you, buddy. But we got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We want to talk about Resident Evil 3, which finally has been officially announced. We've got the Game Awards show, which some of us have some. We'll talk about that when we get to it. And of course, the Xbox Series X, which sounds like a car name, but I like it. I like it. All right, so newcomers to the show, those who've already watched the show, you know how we do this. The very first thing we do is games we played this past week. Carl, go for it. You're first.
Games I've played this week have been very little, unfortunately, with the last couple of weeks being just sort of wrapping things up here at home and also my school wrapped up. Man, I have had next to no time to play games.
I'm enjoying this hat too much. That shit probably take it off. I like this hat.
It's gonna hit somebody with that thing and do some damage, man.
I hope so.
um, no, look, the best I've done is I probably played a little bit more Pokemon Sword, and that's about it. I haven't really had much time to game this week, just because of the whole wrap up with school and everything. You know, assignments and education is very important to
Yeah, it
people.
is. Stay in school with people. It is very important, regardless of what you
Oh
think.
yeah,
Except for
exactly. You
college.
know,
College,
mm,
it depends.
but yeah, yeah, that's pretty much been it. Like, I did sort of get around because I've been having a bit of an issue with my Super Nintendo and my Nintendo 64 not playing properly through a TV that I've got that doesn't actually have AV inputs.
Oh, did you buy
So
a
I've
new
been
TV,
trying.
or is that or is it an existing
It
TV?
was the one that was sitting here in the office. It's now sitting up in the bedroom because at this point in time it was one of those things of we needed something small to use in the bedroom so that way we can just watch TV or movies or whatever. Uh, with no AV plugs, there's no way to actually put in like the old school, the three, the yellow, red, and white cables that usually come with most 64s and Super Nintendos. So I've been looking at HDMI conversion alternatives, and I'm actually probably going to end up doing an article on that very soon because I bought two. One of them sort of worked. The other one actually it works, but it's flickering. So I don't know whether that's just the conversion or something. I have no idea. Still working on
I
it.
actually looked into some of those in the past. I got a couple I can recommend to you as well.
Well, I've got. If I just sort of semi reach across the desk here. See, I picked like that.
The hell makes that?
That's
Some knockoff.
yeah. It's like it was like $10 off Amazon, and that it works with everything that I'm running.
You know
The
what you
only
need?
the only problem with it is that it doesn't do PAL and NTSC conversion. So if I'm playing anything in NTSC, it comes out different on my PAL TVs because that's still the format that we're using here in Australia. at least with the AV stuff. Anyway,
You need to get yourself a CRT, man. That's what you need.
yeah, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go and get myself a CRT for at least for the office, so I can play these old school games in the way that they're
Yeah,
supposed to be played.
it's kind of funny.
Because all these alternatives, man, they're not working. They're
They're
not
not.
as
They're
good
not.
as they claim that they are. But the other worst thing is I found out that the Super Nintendo that I bought a couple of months ago, that I was happy that I finally got my hands on one again after all these years, a proper one. The sound doesn't work.
Oh, it sucks.
So I'm gonna have to go in and see if the sound capacitor needs replacing, or whether I need to do some resoldering or bridge
Would it be cheaper just to
connections.
get another one?
Considering I paid $70 for this one, and most of the secondhand ones go for about 150,
Ugh.
I think it'd be cheaper if I just pull it apart and see if I can tinker with it and
Now I'm on
just get a new
eBay looking
capacitor
for a
for it.
super because I don't know what
Yeah,
happened to my super.
you remember American prices are always going to be different to Australian prices. So.
Right, right. I know. Hey,
The
look.
Australian collectors market, because we're on a smaller, well, we're we're almost the same size as the US if you actually look at geographically on maps. But
I'm sorry. What? Are you trying to
we're
educate
so
me?
isolated, because we're so isolated, the market is a lot smaller. So
Oh
people
yeah.
charge a lot more for what they should do. But other than that, I am now also waiting for my little Game Boy EverDrive to arrive.
I'm sorry. What? What is
Have
that?
you ever heard of the EverDrives?
No, 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 no. Is it something I should?
If you are looking into a way that you want to play old school games on old school systems
Oh, I see.
without shelling out the millions that you'll need to build up a proper collection, these things are basically modified cartridges that take an SD card that allow you to play everything through the one cartridge.
Yeah, I see it now. Wow, those things are a little expensive as well, aren't they?
They
Jesus.
are, but you can find some decent Chinese ones on eBay for
You
a
said
decent
decent in
price.
Chinese. That sir.
Surprisingly enough, with those ones, all they're doing is they're just copying the hardware and the software, and just putting it in the same style case. It's no real difference when it comes to that type of stuff.
All right. So that's it. Other than that,
That's it, man. That's like at the moment with the TV up in the bedroom, I can't even really play anything if I wanted to. So, well, I could play on PC, but drivers.
yeah. So as for me, it's been really short as well. I have not touched. I have not touched the new Destiny 2. What do you want to call it? Season? Yeah, the season. I haven't touched yet. Honestly, as much as I played Destiny 2, I'm kind of burnt out of it now. So I don't want to play Destiny 2. Uh, Outside of that, I actually started playing Resident Evil 2 again, just because I'm so hyped for 3.
I want to do the same. I want to start playing that again from scratch on the PS4, so I might take that up the other end of the house after the
Doing
show.
that. I'm doing the runs again. My best run I did as far as what was it? What was it? The Four Survivor. It was a 9 minutes and 4 seconds. And
That's not bad. That's not bad
that was
because
a while ago.
I remember the ones that you had on, you at least put on YouTube. You only had it down to about 9.5 to 10 minutes
I got
at
it
the
down to
time.
no, my last one I got it down to 9 and 4, and
Okay.
I can't even get that anymore. It's like,
Well,
but I was playing it nonstop then. Now it's like, oh
yeah.
god, I'm so
Well,
bad at
that's the
this.
that's the one I sent off to Capcom because they're asking for videos and stuff.
I need to do another one because I'm oh my
Another
god.
one. Another one.
I'm doing terrible. I'm trying to get into the 8 minutes. If I can get it in 8 minutes, I'll be so happy. Yeah,
But
outside.
but the thing is, you're doing it straight up as opposed to most speedrunners who will use like clip hacks and stuff like that
What's the point
to
of
get their
that?
times down.
What's
Because
the point?
it's speed running. The lowest time
No,
wins, no matter what happens.
no, I'm not doing that. No, screw that
No.
noise. Nope, I'm doing it legit. Sorry. Yeah, wow. The last one I put on YouTube was only 10 minutes. I could have swore I put the 9 minute up there. I need to see if I can find it.
You put a 9 minute something on there.
I got a
remember,
9:45
put
on
it up
there
the
too.
other day.
Yeah, I got a 9:45, but I got a 9:04. I'm gonna do that again. I'm record every one of them. I'm gonna send it your way so you can send it to them because I had a 9:04. Other than that, in the MechWarrior 5, which I've been playing, which has been a pleasant surprise because I didn't think the game would be that good, but thanks to the PR people, they sent me a copy of the game, and even though it's on the Epic Game Store, I've been playing the hell out of it, and I really enjoy it. I was a big fan of the MechWarrior games back in the day. Being able to play it now, it's It's got
Well,
some
that's
issues,
that's that's
but it's
that's,
great.
that's one of those games that we haven't seen in like 10 years or something, isn't it?
We haven't seen Mech Warrior since 2002.
Wow,
17
so
years.
16 years. What is it? That seems to be a big theme this year. Is like stuff that hasn't come out or is like been around for over 20 years suddenly getting either a new version
Right?
or a
Right?
sequel or
I'm glad.
like it's good. Like don't get me wrong, but it's like it hits and misses. Shenmue 3, for example.
Well, that was a miss. I feel bad
Yeah,
for a
just,
PR
just a little bit.
company sent me a copy of that game, and I'm like, yeah, I was a backer of this game, and they did me dirty, and I asked for a refund, and I got my refund. So I don't think we're gonna be playing this game. But thank you. I mean, yeah, no, nope, nope, we're not touching this. Sorry, I cannot get. They did everybody dirty with that. But other than that, that's been it. So
Now I've got to ask with the Mech Warrior since
mhm.
you brought it up.
I love it, love it.
Like it's got to be one of those games where you sort of think this is something that would be tailor made for VR.
It
Like
was
to sit
supposed to
in
have
the
VR.
cockpit and do
It
all
was supposed to have
the bits and
VR.
bobs. It
They
was
didn't
supposed
get
to.
it done in time.
Ah,
I believe they said it will be coming to the game at a later time, but for right
okay.
now, I mean, I think they were under a rush because they had to get it out
Yeah.
because they work with Epic. I guess there was some kind of contract, whatnot. I don't know, but the
See,
original exception of that game, it was supposed to have VR.
I'd much rather see like with the using say like was it the HCV Vive that has like the control sticks and stuff like that.
The
Using that
Hostess, yeah,
to do the Mech Warrior stuff rather than that. What was it? What was the one that had this massive cockpit of a controller?
I'm not telling you. You figure it out.
It was Battle Station or something.
No, Steel Battalion.
Steel Battalion.
Steel
Okay.
Battalion. Oh my god.
Like,
It was from Capcom and the Xbox, and I played it once upon a time ago, but I could never get a hold of the controller.
yeah,
Never.
and even these days you'd be shelling out a small fortune for it on the second-hand market.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm enjoying this game so much. I don't have any of the controllers to hold this, because right now it's only a limited amount of the joysticks that are compatible, but they're working on bringing more in there. And when they have a better selection of those, then I can go out and buy the one I want. Because even without the VR support, playing on a 3440 by 1440 monitor, it's like, holy shit, this is so good. The whole screen, you can adjust your FOV. It's great. I love it. I
You get
love
one of
it.
those what's the ultra wide Samsung that's like three
got-
monitors wide type thing that does the curve and all
I
that.
saw that. I'm not a fan of that. I see it all the time when I
But
go
for
to Best Buy.
a game like that would
Yeah.
be
Oh yeah. 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 But the resolution's not there. That's my problem with
true.
that. The resolution's not there. It's only a nine. It's 3440 by 1080p. Ugh, no.
Well, you wait for Dell's 55-inch, you'll be good.
Ugh, if I can afford it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Steel
I'll
Battalion
make some calls.
controller, new in box, $275 bid, 500 buy it now. No, sir.
No.
All right, but let's get on to the topics. We kind of got off track there. So
we have some games awards.
Well, no, before that, we're going to talk
What?
about something that you want to talk about. This week has been
Okay.
very busy for
Okay.
games. We had the State of Play, which was announced last week, which was going to be a last thing. And I called it. I said last week we're going to have a surprise State of Play. And surprise, we had one. And they showed us off a bunch of different games, some things people didn't care about. We got the announcement that Ghost of Tsunami, or Susuma, excuse me, will have a full gameplay trailer at the Game Awards show, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It was like, you're having an announcement to announce this. We're going to announce the trailer for another show. Sony, this is your show. Why
Yeah.
are you pimping it for somebody else's show?
Plus, think about this. Also, to sort of semi-preview what we're talking about later. They showed the first PS5 game at the Game Awards. Why didn't they show it at the State of Play? Because it's their show.
Exactly.
Why
I was
couldn't
like,
they have turned
why?
around and gone, hey, here's here's one final thing. Here's our final game that we're going to show you this evening, and it's the first thing on the PlayStation 5.
Right? They should have did that. But they didn't do it, so they didn't do it. All right.
I guess maybe viewership or something. Who knows?
Who knows? So out of that announcement, we got something. Well, out of that show, because again, it was not really a big thing, obviously. Obviously, we did see Resident Evil 3 finally get its announcement, an official announcement. We knew for a while it was coming. So many different outlets have said, "Hey, it's coming." So many different people have leaked the game, saying, "Hey, it's coming." And
Sony
Cap,
themselves leaked the game by
yeah,
accident.
they leaked the cover art, three different cover arts. Like, hey, look, we're working on this game, and lo and behold, we finally got it, and we finally got the trailer that everybody was waiting on, and it was so damn good, so damn good.
Oh,
How many?
I've watched that thing at least half a dozen
I was
times
about to
since
ask
it
you how many
came out,
times you watched
and
it.
I've watched it quite a few. Resident Evil 3 is my favorite game in the series.
Whoa, whoa, better than Code Veronica?
Yeah.
Wow, why?
Well, I lie there. I say it's I'd still put two at number two and then three, then Code Veronica.
Wow, okay, all right, fair enough. I mean, yeah,
I'm sorry, I wasn't a big fan of Code Veronica mainly because one, it was on the Dreamcast, the PS2 port was pretty gimped,
yeah, it was, yeah, it was.
so I wasn't a big fan of it.
I honestly enough, I did not play Resident Evil all but once, or Resident Evil 3 all but one time. And when I watched the trailer for the remake, I'm like, I don't remember half this stuff because that's how long it's been, which is great.
They are by the looks of the trailer, they are putting in a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, because I'm
They're
like,
gonna
I
do
don't
like they're
remember
gonna do
this
like
shit.
Resident Evil 2, where it's like you'll have the basis of the story, and they've now expanded upon it, like they did with with
I
the
can't wait.
RE2 remake.
I can't wait.
I, I'm I'm hyped. I'm like I I haven't gone to put the money down, but believe me, I'll be putting the money down long
Oh, I
before it
did.
starts.
Oh, I did. I was hunting down for the collector's edition. I was going left and right
Yeah, no,
because as soon as they announced it and they said, "Hey, go to GameStop," because the only place you can get it is GameStop. I went to GameStop and I was like, "Give me this," and they're like, "We don't have it." I mean, we don't have it. They just announced that they had it, and the guy's like, "What do you mean?" It's like it's at GameStop exclusive. He's like, "What are you talking about? Like, you work at GameStop and you don't know this? You got a phone here? Open up your phone." And he's like, "Oh wow, okay." And he goes in the system. It's not here yet. I'm like,
what?
thanks, dude. So a couple hours later, it finally goes on their website, and of course, it's sold out instantaneously
So
because the
yeah.
scalpers. You go eBay
See
right
that
now, they're all there.
that's why I didn't bother with it. Like usually, GameStop stuff will come out as EB Games exclusive over here, and I could probably go to the website right now, type in Resident Evil 3, and I bet you we don't even have the collector's edition here.
No, they do. I saw it. Funny story. I'm glad that you said EB Games because a lot of people were talking about EB Games over here, and they're like, "What's EB Games?" And my skull hurt, my brain hurt, and I was like,
No collector's edition here in Australia.
EB Games was the name of the company before GameStop took it over. Funny story.
Yes.
EB Games wanted to take over Funko,
Good.
and they were like, "No."
Okay.
And then, what was
Then
it?
the buyout from GameStop happened.
Exactly. And it's like you let that happen, but they couldn't do this. How is that? Whatever. That's how old I
Yeah.
am. I remember EB Games, EB Games, and Babbage's. They all were different entities.
I can remember when EB Games here was still called Electronics Boutique.
Yeah, EB Games. Yeah.
Electronic Boutique
Yep.
is the original name for EB Games,
Yep.
and I believe EB Games is only in Canada, Europe, and Australia now. From what I
I'm at
remember,
EB
most of
Games
them have
website,
gone.
so they don't have it in Australia, but they have it on their
No,
site. That sucks. And you can still buy it. Huh. That's Canada.
okay, because I just did a search for Resident Evil
But it's
3. It's
EB
popped
Games
up.
in CA. What is it for you? EBGames.org.
.com.au.
Oh God. They don't even give you your own website. That's terrible.
.au. It's the Australian prefix.
I just want to say
But
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hyped for this. Like seeing the trailer, and there was one bit in particular where they sort of before they just introduced Jill's like character model for the first time, they show her running in first person from what looks like a Mr. X tyrant, and she falls through the floor, and there's like the flaming hallway and shit. That's actually the beginning of Resident Evil 3.
Many people don't realize that Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 occur in similar timelines. They don't. A lot of people don't know that.
It's a 50-50 game. The first half, at least the original, I don't know how they're going to time it with this. The first half of Resident Evil 3 was placed 24 hours before Resident Evil 2.
Yep.
And then the second half is 24 hours after Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild for people who just only started getting to Resident Evil and who's gonna play Resident Evil
I
3.
reckon we're going to get a bit of crossover
Well, we do
because again,
now.
in the trailers already they showed that there were like little clips of from Resident Evil 2 of the characters doing bits and pieces from that game. So I'm wondering if maybe in the middle we get like a little highlight clip show of Resident Evil 2 or something.
Well, they're already doing Easter eggs right now. If you they put a new demo up for Resident Evil 2, and you can hear Nemesis in there going stars in the very
Oh,
beginning,
okay.
and there's
I
also a
haven't
letter
had
in
a
there from
chance to.
Jill.
Okay, I haven't had a chance to boot up that demo. I might have to do it Saturday.
Yeah, but I didn't check to see if he's in the full game, but there is the letter that's in the full game now. So I'd imagine he's in the full game now, just outside the gate.
Okay.
Just gotta go out there and sit there and wait.
Huh.
So yeah, when I saw that trailer, I was like, thank God.
Mhm.
And then I was like, please don't be March. Please don't be March. Please don't be March. And it's April, so
April.
that's great.
See, here's the other thing I'll give Capcom credit for. Like, they have decided to bundle Resident Evil Resistance in with the game.
Oh my God, they had so many people fooled with that. Everybody thought that was gonna be a
Yeah.
standalone game. It was by itself, and nope,
Yeah.
it's Resident Evil 3. Have fun
Because
with that.
anybody who knows Capcom's history knows that their multiplayer offerings haven't always been that great.
No, they
Like
have not.
Outbreak,
None of them.
Outbreak was all right if you had a hard drive and a Japanese internet connection,
They were not good.
because that was the only time you could play it online. But otherwise, yeah, their online offerings have just been
They were
absolute
terrible.
trash.
They were terrible. All of them were terrible. I'm not even going to give them the benefit. Of the doubt.
Operation Raccoon City, Umbrella Corps.
They were all terrible.
Yeah, Umbrella Corps, the only game I've given one star to, and even that was like generous.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that means we don't have to pick that up. You can play it if you want to.
Yep.
It's not a requirement. Great. Thank you, Capcom. You're doing God's work there. And they've been on a good roll. You know, Resident Evil 2.
They
Monster Hunter,
they have been
this.
on a redemption arc like no other
Yes.
company. Like, yeah, DMC5, Monster Hunter, Resident Evils. Fuck, what else have they put out lately that's actually been decent?
They've been doing a lot of work in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, rebuilding. Hell, even I was tempted to give that a go, but then I'm like, oh look, they're doing another edition later down the line.
No,
I'll just
I'm not
buy
playing. I'm not.
I'll buy the update. I'll buy the update. I'm a sucker for Street Fighter.
Iceborne has been doing amazing. Everybody loves it. I can't wait for January to finally play it on
Yeah,
PC.
I need to give Monster Hunter another go. I really do. I need
They've
to give
put
it a
so
second
much work
chance.
in it. The only problem I have with Monster Hunter is if you play it by yourself, you're not going to get the full effect. The game is more enjoyable if you're playing multiplayer. People, that's the only way it's really good. I mean, single player is fine, but multiplayer takes it to a whole different level. I love it that way.
Okay, I
Yeah,
might
Capcom's doing
have to grab it on PC then, and we'll go
the
for
PC
some
market,
Monster
the
runs.
PC audience has been doing is great. It's not like Street Fighter 5 on the PC. There's a lot of people on PC still playing it. And
Okay.
Iceborne, I can see it's going to have a big resurgence when Iceborne comes out in January. So,
Especially considering you can buy Resident Evil skins for it.
PC you can already
Hey, come on,
mod the
I gotta put those links on, man.
PC you can already mod the hell out of it, so it's like, oh, no big
Yeah,
deal.
true.
And that's what I've been doing. I got Final Fantasy music on mine, and I've got different weapon skins on mine. I love it. But yeah, Resident Evil 3 comes out in April 2020. PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. Pick it up. You won't be disappointed.
I'll be grabbing it for PS4, that's for sure.
All right, so let's talk about the Game Awards show. Let's happen this past Thursday. And before we go into it, I want to say that Jeff Keighley has put on a great show, but there are some things to the show for me personally, I was not a fan of, and I could see without, but I understand they have to cater to all audiences, not just myself or people in my position, so I understand that. That said, I'm going to go with the most obvious thing here. That show was way too damn long.
Oh god, that
Way
was
too long.
What was it, like nearly 3 hours or something?
Yes.
Including the pre-show and all that crap.
The pre-show was at 8:30. Then the show started at 9, and then I think it was like 11:40 I looked at my watch and I was like, "Oh God, it's almost over,
Like
almost
I
over."
like I'll be honest. I took a nap during this
You
thing for
did,
like 45 minutes,
you
man. I
did.
was.
It was funny. It was like we're like, where did Carl go? Where's Carl? Where'd he go? And then Josh dropped on, and then we started talking to Josh, and Josh like, I got to go to bed for work, and then you come back on. It's like you just missed Josh, and Josh, we don't know where he went. So yeah,
I couldn't help it, man. I just fell asleep during the thing and missed like
there was too
about
much.
quarter of the show.
There was too much. There was too much.
Yeah,
I loved all the announcements. That was great, but it was just too damn long. Too long. Before I say anything else, I'm glad to see, and don't hate me, guys, but I'm glad to see that they proved everybody wrong. It did not turn into the Death Stranding award show. It didn't.
yeah.
Death
That's
Stranding only won 3 awards: Best Musical Score, Best Game Direction, and Best Performance.
if there was the one that sort of got the most. If I'm like I've got a list of it up here.
Disco Elysium got 4.
Yeah, Disco Elysium got 4, and that
Best
I
Indie
haven't even
Game,
heard. I
Best
didn't even
RPG,
hear of it.
Best Indie Game, and Best Narrative. Oh yeah! Oh my God! Everybody was talking about this game nonstop. It's a great RPG, enjoyable RPG. Definitely should check it out.
I've been hearing a lot of people have been talking about it, and I'm like, I didn't even hear about it until the last 2 weeks. So it's like, what the
When
fuck?
Diego's around, he would not stop talking about the game. He would not shut up about it.
Nah.
So we got that. Fire Emblem Three Houses won 2 awards: Best Strategy and Player's Voice. I don't know
Nintendo
about.
team will be happy.
They were happy. They were happy. They were like, we finally got one. And Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice got 2. You got Best Action Adventure Game, and it won Game of the Year. And you heard me when I was on the show or we were watching it,
We
going
were all
apeshit
shocked. It was
because
like,
it won.
really?
I was like, how did this game win? I mean, it's a great game, but it did not have any of the acclaim or reception like the other games have. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm really
I'm
sad.
I'm sorry. Resident Evil 2 got
It
screwed,
got
man.
snubbed so bad.
It
Resident Evil
got
didn't get
snubbed.
nothing.
My
Not one award.
my Capcom reps were on Twitter afterwards lamenting that fact. Something shocking. Like they were in tears that Resident Evil 2 got snubbed, but it was like, hey, we still got something with Devil May Cry 5 getting Action Game of the Year.
You know, let me look up the winners real quick. Hang on a second.
But while you're looking up the winners, I will. Oh, this is going to be hard. I am going to have to admit something that has been a bit of a background joke here at the Outerhaven
Are
for
you eating
many
crow?
years. I am going to eat crow,
You want some hot
and
sauce with
if
that?
actually, yeah, he's got some sriracha if you're able to spare some. Um, for many years, people like myself have said that Super Smash Brothers is not a fighting game.
It is
That
not a fighting game.
it is a brawler, and it's not. It should never be classified as a fighting game. I'm gonna eat crow, considering it won best fighting game. I now have no anything to back up my claims anymore. Super Smash Brothers is a fighting game. And I'm sure somebody's going to clip that and send it to the Nintendo crew, and Todd's going to be happy.
Well, I mean, if you want to be honest, you could still argue that
I'll,
it's not.
I'll be honest. Look, I could call it a brawler all day and all night. At the end of the day, the public has spoken. It is a fighting game, so I will address it as such.
See, that's what I was getting at, right? That's exactly what I was going to get to. So, best fighting game. Wait a second. Smash. Okay, fine. Dead or Alive 6. Nobody is saying Dead or Alive 6 is a good game. It's an enjoyable game. But there is no fighting game tournament scene for Dead or Alive 6. Dead or Alive 6 is fucking dead. There's not one for Jump Force. Jump Force shouldn't even been in there. How did Jump Force get in there? How did Dragon Ball Fighters not be in there?
Because Dragon Ball Fighters would have been last year.
Jump Force was last year.
Like late last year, after the Game Awards.
Jump Force is garbage. I'm sorry. Jump Force is garbage.
I ain't disagreeing. Personally, out of anything that's on there, I would have probably given it to Mortal Kombat 11.
Right? Right?
But hey, the people they spoke. They
I
said
mean, I'm
Smash
not
was a
going to
fighting
argue it.
game. So
I have no stake in Smash. I don't care. But
yeah.
you go back to some of these categories, and like best family game, they're all Nintendo games. You didn't put any game from anybody else. No other games in there. Right? And it's like there are other games out there this year that could have been in that, but you didn't include any of those. When you go down to best action adventure game, those are solid choices. Those are all solid
Yeah.
choices. But then you go down to best action game, and then you put Apex Legend in there.
What? How is that's a shooter?
Exactly. What is that doing in there? So some of these
See,
categories.
technically, Apex Legends, they should have had their own category for best battle royale shooter.
I don't understand how that got in there. I don't understand how Crash Team Racing beat Dirt Rally, or F1 2019,
Money.
or even FIFA 20. Some of these categories are like, wow, I don't understand how a certain game won. But
Like, okay, this is the one I'll have a go at Death Stranding for best musical score.
no,
When you're going up against things like Devil May Cry 5 and Kingdom Hearts 3.
it should have been either DMC 5 or Kingdom Hearts. I
Yeah,
don't know how Death Stranding won best music. I don't understand it. But, again, I don't. And I know there's a number of people saying the same thing. Like, I don't understand how this.
like best audio design went to Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
That was deserved. That was deserved. That has an
I'll
exceptional
have to,
sound
I'll have to
design.
take your word on it because I personally would have either given it to Control or Resi.
That one was a tough one, but Modern Warfare has great audio direction. Great. Control ain't bad either, but I think Modern Warfare, especially with the guns and the way the guns sound or fire, it's especially if you have a good
Yeah,
gaming
echoing
setup.
and stuff like that. Yeah,
They're
I
great.
did play the demo at PAX, which is on our YouTube channel,
So yeah,
and the sound was quite good. The directional sound was quite good with that.
I mean, I couldn't argue with most of the winners. I did have an issue
No,
with best ongoing game because it was like Fortnite, Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And the problem is, all those games are all great. All
they gave it
doing
to Destiny 2, didn't they? Or
no
was it
best.
no? That was a community award.
No, yeah, best ongoing game went to Fortnite, which is like
Money don't lie.
Yeah,
Money
Destiny
don't
2
lie.
got best community support, which doesn't make any sense to me because those awards are very, very similar.
Mm.
Best community support and best ongoing game it's one in itself. So I'm sorry, could you explain to me how that happened? So yeah, I don't know.
I got none, man. I got none.
I don't understand that. But again, most of these winners were solid. I can't complain. Congratulations to all the winners of these awards. They were mostly deserved. I'm not a game
Yeah.
developer. I am not going to sit here and say I am the best person to judge anything. I'm just a fan of the gaming industry and the games. And yeah, I can be upset at some of these awards. I can be, but I'm allowed to be upset. All right.
Uh, can
Go
we
ahead.
talk about some of the reveals?
Yes, that's what I want to
Like
talk about next.
first of all, I would like to go nanny to all the Nintendo fanboys who are like, "We getting the fifth character tonight for
I was kind of
Smash."
sad. I wanted to see it because Will was in the channel, and I wanted to hear Will go apeshit. I really did. He
That
would
would
have
have
went
been nice.
crazy.
That would have been nice, but I reckon there's going to be a post Christmas Nintendo Direct, which will have the announcement on it. There will be either just before Christmas or just after Christmas, like in that Christmas New Year's period, where they will do a direct, and that's when they'll announce the fifth character to close out the year.
All right. So
But
let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of announcements and trailers.
Marvel Alliance 3 gets more characters.
See,
Meh.
that was leaked. That was leaked before the show, so that wasn't really a big thing.
There
We
was a
already,
lot leaked before the show. Like the day
yeah.
before the show, like half of it got leaked.
We already knew about the Warframe Rising Tide. We already knew about Control's Expedition.
Yep.
We already knew about they already leaked the Ghost of Tsushima extended trailer. But it was nice seeing it. We already knew they were working on Bravely Default 2. That was rumored many months ago.
Yeah.
No More Heroes 3 was a nice reveal. That was a really nice bait and switch. Really nice.
Extremely nice. The one that I've got for like most what the fuck game that I'm going to try and find and play when it comes out is Maneater. The shark thing,
Yeah. It's like somebody was watching Sharknado too much and turned it into a game. That's exactly what it was.
pretty much.
It's like, hey, this is a great TV movie. Let's make it a game now. Okay. Yikes. I
That
don't know about that.
Final Fantasy VII Remake gets just another trailer. I'm like over it.
I
I'm over
really
Final
wish
Fantasy VII Remake now. I'm just
I
like, just give us the
I
fucking
wish
thing so we can
I
play
wish
it.
they would have just gave us a demo. Give us the demo and just go from there. You know, it would have been
Yeah.
a great Christmas present. Here's a demo that ties you over until the game comes out. But they didn't do it. And they totally should have did it. They should have done it. I don't know why, but whatever.
We got another
Godfall.
Bravely Default.
We knew about that though. We knew
Did we?
that was being worked on.
Mm.
And I've not played any of them because
Right.
the first two games were on the 3DS. You know what's funny though? They called it Bravely Default 2.
Hmm.
Because everybody's like, wait, aren't there already two Bravely Default games? Because there's Bravely Default and then there's Bravely Second End Layer. And now we have Bravely Default 2. So it's like, shouldn't this... I mean, it is Bravely Default 2, but it's the third game in the Bravely series. So why did,
Oh god, it's fucking Zelda timelines all over again.
I'm glad the cat's out of the bag and everybody knows about it now and that it's on the Switch. That means the 3DS is completely officially dead. I don't care what anybody says, it is dead.
Oh, it's been dead for a long time. That's what I've been saying, man.
All their bigger games are not hitting the 3DS anymore. It is
Nope.
dead.
It's done, dusted. Get rid of it or put it on the shelf to collect dust.
I mean,
That's
when the
all it's
Switch
good
came
for
out, it was like, all right, we're still going to support it. And everybody's like, no, you're not. You're lying. And then the Switch Lite came out. It's like, we're still going to support it. No, you're not. You're lying. And now there's nothing coming out for it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know about
But
that.
as you said, Godfall, the first PS5 game.
I want to know if what we saw was PlayStation 5 footage or was that PC footage? Because it's also come out for the PC. They didn't mention that, but it's coming out for the PC. And I've been trying to find
I think it was PS5 footage.
I mean, if it is, fantastic. But I can't find an
No,
answer.
can't. Yeah, I'm just looking at the trailer now, and the first thing that pops up is actual in-engine footage. So it could be running on a PC. It could be running on a PS5 dev kit.
Right. It doesn't say in game. It doesn't say where's it running on. So that was my concern. And they're not saying. I wrote them. I was like, hey, can it tell us what this was on? No, we're not going to tell you.
I would assume that it'll be going on a PS5 dev kit.
Yeah, we won't know.
At least that would be the assumption because there's no mention of it actually being on PC.
Right. So
At least the time anyway. But
interesting.
we also got like the Hellblade sequel.
I was
probably
hyped for
one
that.
of the weirdest fucking trailers.
Yeah. And the fact that it's hey, this is on Xbox Series X. Like, oh, okay. Thanks for that.
I'm sorry, but it's like as far as we've come in graphics, like supposedly all that stuff was the actual run off the Xbox One X graphic cool
Xbox
stuff.
Series X.
Oh, fucking Xbox XXXX! I don't give a shit anymore.
It's the
new Xbox, okay? It's
you go.
Xbox.
The new Xbox. The new Xbox. Called that.
As much as the like they had that woman that was doing the chanting in it, and I'm sorry, but no matter how much graphics have evolved, the eyes looked weird, and like you could see 90% of her gums when she opened her mouth.
But you don't like
that? I don't know whether that was an
fidelity?
animation. No, I don't know whether it's an animation thing or a mocap thing or just the uncanny valley. Like the
I would go with the
eyes,
later.
they still haven't really perfected the eyes yet. The eyes are still very glassy and cartoonish to me.
Maybe
And
she's
just
high.
seeing like the fuck off, just all the chanting something around a fire, man. They could probably be high as hell.
I've seen some games that done eyes great, so it could just been that one. But
But other than that, man, like I'm looking at that going, yeah, I could play this.
the music, I like the music. I
So
love the chanting.
Some Vikings and some God of War style fucking
Yes.
mountainous villains. I'm down.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that that's the first game coming out for the X. Well, not the first games. We knew about a couple other ones, but they came out and said, "Hey, this is coming for the X." What they also didn't say is, and we all know the answer to this is no, is that this is going to be exclusive to Xbox Series X and Xbox Family and Windows PC, meaning Ninja Theory has shown us their first new exclusive Xbox game since Microsoft picked them up. Because
Mm-hmm.
guys don't know, Ninja Theory is now part of Xbox Game Studios. No more
Fair
multi-platform.
enough.
So it sucks. Not a fan of companies taking up third-party companies and making it their own. I've said that for years. I've said that again to the idiot who's on our site telling me otherwise. But yeah, I have never been a fan of that. But can't stop it. Can't stop it. We got The Wolf Among Us 2.
Yeah.
I am glad to see the game is alive because I know it was in development before there was a issue of Telltale's. I'm not happy with how it's being developed because not all the people who worked on this or Telltale's are coming back for this. It's
I think the game was like 90% done before the studio closed, so it's like just spit and
no,
polish, really.
no, it wasn't. This was after this. All this came after they got bought up.
Ah, okay.
They came back, and what they've already said, not everybody's coming back. So, and they're saying, hey, it's a Telltale game. And it's like, it is a Telltale game, but it's not the same studio. You guys need to tell people this is not the same Telltales. This
Yeah.
is a gutted out Telltales. Be honest. Be upfront, but they won't. Other things I cared
Yep.
about.
Prologue.
Say again?
Prologue. From the creators of PUBG. I saw it. I've seen the trailer. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, me either. So
This is like Kojima 2.0. Like what the hell? We have no idea what this is. It's like you got
need more.
bushlands, the lightning strike, some wolves growling, and that was it.
All I know is it's being built on new technology, and for right now, it's a glorified tech demo, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all the hell it is. You know, that's all it is, and I hate that. It's like, oh, look at this, look at the lightning in the environment. This is so great, that's great. What is it? Single player, multiplayer? What is this?
No idea.
So come back to us when you tell us some more information. Thank you.
Yep.
What's else? What else? Talk about the things that you really cared about, the announcements. Because there was a lot of announcements. There was a lot of trailers. There was like 20 some trailers.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering. Their sort of preview for the Theros. Was it Theros Reborn or whatever it is arc? Is not bad. Like that was sort of where I started playing last time this cycled around. Last time Theros was the big thing. It was when I started jumping back into Magic for the first time in years. So I'm happy to see that they're getting that. Plus, it looks like they've either just especially added Black Lotus into the meta of the arena game, or they're actually reprinting it, which is awesome for someone like me who doesn't have like 40 grand to spend on a bloody card. There wasn't really much else that I sort of was looking at the time. Like even looking back over it now, the only other thing that I'm curious about is what was it? That Sons of the Forest.
Oh yeah, that creepy as hell trailer.
Like that was creepy as fuck. But
And
oh man, I'm looking forward to it.
that was like, what is this exactly? I'm not exactly sure what the hell this is. Thank you very much.
Someone is on shrooms and decided to put it into a video game.
Yeah, because
that had some fucked up imagery.
at first I thought that
just...
that might be the sequel to Agony, and then I was like, no, this is really weird. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm not looking forward to that game. I don't ever want to see that game again. Thank you. Next, that was crazy.
I'll cover it. I'll cover it for the
Fast and Furious Crossroads. Why?
No,
Why is this a thing?
that PS2 looking motherfucker.
Why is this a thing? Why are we making this game? I
Like
mean,
the
models are
graphics
bad.
look, the models are bad. The graphics are bad. It looks like it's gonna have very bad gameplay. It literally looks like something that was developed for the PlayStation 2
Oh my god!
or
Why?
mobile phones or something. And nah,
I don't
not gonna
know.
touch it.
I don't know what the
I'm
hell's out
sorry,
of this
I'm
game.
sorry, Vin Diesel. You can do everything. It's we know you're a notorious gamer and everything else, but man, no, this is bad
No,
for you, brother. This is
no.
bad. This is bad.
One trailer that shocked me was the trailer for New World from Amazon Game Studios. I played the alpha a couple months ago, and this has a completely different vibe now. It does not strike me as the same game. The game mechanics have changed. The story has changed. I still don't know what to think about it, but the trailer is interesting. None of the gameplay, none of the mechanics that I played showed up in this trailer. And nothing that showed up in this trailer was in the game I played. So I don't know if they were like, no, what, let's start from scratch or what. But this is not the same game I played at all.
True.
So that's crazy. Want to give that a shot. That looks interesting. The trailer looked interesting. What I played, that was not interesting. That was garbage. That was boring.
I did like the little thing with the Muppets
Oh, I loved
and
it.
the Goose Game, and then they did the Bender version. That was fucking awesome.
The untitled Beaker version. Oh, I wish that was a game. Please let that be. Just
let that be an expansion to Untitled Goose Game.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. That would be so good. Please do it, please. When somebody mod that, please put him in there.
I'm sure somebody already has.
That was good. I mean, other than that, the other announcements were like, and compounded with the fact that the show was just way too damn long. I was like,
yeah.
I just wanted to watch it all the way through to see if there was just something that I wanted to see outside of the Xbox Series, excuse me.
And they dropped that very quickly in the show too.
Oh yes, they did. We didn't.
That was like in the first. That was like I think the second announcement or something. I was like,
I think it was the third announcement.
Really?
And it was like, hey, we're not gonna show you anything. Oh, Xbox Series X, and everybody's like, excuse me, what the hell is this? What is this monolith? What is this gaming PC tower? What the hell is this? Oh, this actually looks pretty good. How am I gonna fit it under my TV? You can put it on the side. Can I have one now, please? I really want it.
I'm still waiting for EB Games to put the fucking pre-orders on.
Oh, we're not going to see pre-orders until at least E3. At least. And even then, we won't see pre-orders unless they do a special edition like they did with the Xbox One X for Scorpio edition. Because when often do you see gaming consoles sell out? Only time that's ever happened was back in the PlayStation 3. No, PlayStation 2 or 3 was it? Two sold out. Because not GameStop, EB Games, as a matter of fact, sold my pre-order. I still remember that. And I was very heated. And I had to wait for weeks to get it. Even though I had paid it off. I was not very happy.
No, I never actually pre-ordered a gaming console until the PS4. That was the first time I ever pre-ordered a console.
I pre-ordered I pre-ordered the PlayStation 2. I pre-ordered the PlayStation 3. That motherfucker expensive. I pre-ordered the Dreamcast. And the Xbox Scorpio. Because I wanted the Scorpio edition. And that was it. By the way, folks, don't pre-order consoles unless they give you something that is really nice, like the Xbox One X Scorpio.
Wait for a bundle. Wait for a bundle,
which don't exist anymore.
The extra controller and a couple of games or something like that. Or wait like 6 months down the track when they offer the bundles. That's the type of thing.
I don't know about that. I would say unless they offer you something extremely important or something you can never get again once they're gone, do not pre-order consoles. Just you should not be pre-ordering consoles. At this day and age, they're at the point where they're never going to have less than what they should. They're going to be having trucks overflowing in the back. As soon as they sell out, they're going to have more. There is no console on the face of the earth that is worth you pre-ordering. only do it if it's worth it. Something
Yep.
special, special edition controllers, special edition console, maybe one of a kind, something. I mean, not a freaking name going across the controller. No, that's garbage. Don't do that. But I mean, and then again, in the very end, and I'm never one to tell people what to do with their money. In the end, it's your money. You do what you want to do. I can only give you helpful advice. I can only guide you. What you do is up to you. But don't do it.
Capcom, if you're listening, a special edition Resident Evil 3 PS4 Pro.
Oh, special editions are completely different. Go get those now. Go get those now. Go get those now. Because if you don't get them, the scalpers are going to get them. And then if you really want them, you got to pay scalper prices.
Yeah, bastards.
If you see a special edition or a collector edition and you know you're going to want that, or there's a possibility that you're going to want it, reserve it. And then if you don't want it, you can cancel it. Don't wait till a couple hours later or a day later to go back and get it, because chances are the scalpers already have it and you are out of luck. And unless you're rich or you don't feel like you don't have a problem shelling out $300 to $500 to $600 for a collector edition for a piece of plastic and soundtrack and an art book, okay, have fun. You won't catch me doing it. Nope. No, don't do that. Anyway, we talked about the Game Awards show. I want to talk about what we were already talking about, the Xbox Series X. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that name? Be honest. Be honest.
It works for what they are doing, but for me, it just sounds like they're really just not bothering with the naming conventions. Like, what would the project name for this one? This is
okay. So let's break that down, because the project name wasn't really the project name. So at the very beginning, they were calling this Project Scarlet, and that's what everybody was calling it. And then we found out about Project Lockhart and Anaconda, and then somehow Anaconda disappeared, and it was just Lockhart and then Scarlet. And then Xbox and Phil Spencer came out and said Xbox Scarlet isn't actually the name of a console; it's the name of a direction you're going. They'll have multiple consoles under the Project Scarlet, offering you different levels of performance. So
why not just call it the Xbox Scarlet or something?
Well, because again, Scarlet is the name of it's a family. Like, it is a family.
Yeah, but
so you couldn't call it that.
But like Series X sounds like, hey, go out and buy the new Mitsubishi Series X.
That's exactly what it is, and that's exactly the direction.
It sounds like a car. It sounds
exactly.
like a car.
Exactly, and I thought about that for a while, and I was like, that's a really bad name. Xbox has always had bad names. The first Xbox was great, and then Xbox 360, and then the Xbox One, then the Xbox One S, then the Xbox One X. And now we're back to the Xbox Series X, which is going to be really bad for people like grandparents and parents who don't pay attention. And their kids like, I want Xbox One X, Mom, or Xbox Series X. And then go to the Xbox One X. Like, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's going to be bad. But
it's like, then you go look at PlayStation. It's literally PlayStation 1,
yes.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And I like that. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's
simple.
You know what it is. Be done with it. I don't know why.
Parents and grandparents won't get confused.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just very straightforward. Hell,
I don't get it.
I would have gone with one. The first fucking thing that I saw when they actually revealed the console, the first words out of my mouth were, "It's the Xbox Monolith."
Yeah, you did say that.
Call it the Xbox Monolith.
No,
because
they can't. Here's why they can't call it the Monolith. Because the Monolith is like the biggest thing ever. It's so overbearing. It's you can't get around its bearingness. It's surpassing everything.
You can't get around the fucking fact that it's a gigantic fucking like brick now.
Right. So what happens if they come out later on?
It's a fucking cement block.
What happens if they come out later on and go, oh, this is better than the Xbox Series X or the Xbox Monolith? So you call it the Xbox Super Monolith or Monolith X. I mean, I like what you're doing.
Call it the Xbox Baby Monolith, because everything scales. They scaled down over time, so we're going to have the Xbox Series X Small or something like that, or the Xbox Series X Digital.
I don't know. Xbox Digital, Jesus.
By the way, I like the fact that they didn't go all digital for this console. It looks like that there is going to be a Blu-ray drive involved.
Oh, they said they weren't going to do that. They said they were not going to go digital as I snap off the escape key on my keyboard. All right. They did say they were not gonna. Well, it comes off. It's the HyperX alloy FPS. It's come off, so you can change them out. They said they were not going to do that.
You got one of them.
The keyboard?
Yeah, you got the same keyboard.
Yeah, I love this keyboard because my Logitech died. But they did say when the next generation Xbox was going to be physical. It was going to have physical drive. They said the SAD was just a test. They weren't going to, they weren't going to go away with it.
Yeah,
which I'm glad they did because I use my Xbox One X as well. I got the big one. You got the small one. Yeah, small one. Get out of here.
Yeah, the baby. This is a good baby over there.
They did say that they're going to get rid of it because, like I said, I use mine for my Blu-rays all the time. I love it. So I'm glad they didn't go away with it. And again, we're not at the point.
If you call this the small one,
we're not at the point where we're ready to get rid of our physical. We aren't. We won't be there for a couple years. If that,
I use mine for Blu-rays. I use it for the backwards compatibility on the 360 games. You know, I only have an Xbox 360 sitting there because there's some games that aren't compatible with the Xbox One. Otherwise, I play it all on the Xbox One.
What is that thing? What is that?
What thing?
That thing. What is that? What is it? Xbox? I don't know what that is. Xbox is garbage. But I like the name. Like you said, it reminds me of a car series. It took me a while to get over that, but I like the name. Xbox Series X. I like that. I really like the name.
Oh, God, I just thought of something.
What's that?
If they build a faster iteration, it's the Xbox Series X Turbo.
Or the Xbox Series XS.
Super Xbox Series X Turbo.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem going forward. I mean, what are you going to call it? Xbox Series S? That's going to be their problem. That's going to be their problem.
Yeah, but that could really badly lend itself to Capcom style Street Fighter naming conventions.
That's going to be their problem. That said,
well, it's already their problem because within the thing hasn't even been announced. Like the name hasn't even been announced for 48 hours yet. And we're already getting Xbox Monolith, Xbox Sex.
Well, you know what? The Xbox Sex, I was sitting there and I was like, wow, this is not good. But, you know, Xbox Sexy, okay, I'll take that. But then I saw some of the memes and I'm like, all right, guys, some of these memes are just dumb. It's not that big. If you look at how tall the console is compared to the height of the controller. The controller, okay, Xbox.
It's about the same height as an Xbox One X.
Right. It's about, okay, so you got two controllers. I don't have two controllers here. So you have two controllers and you stack it in this. So it's about this high. That's not that big. Why are people making it like a refrigerator? It's not that big.
I think it's because it's more of a cubes, like two cubes stacked on top of each other.
I mean, look, okay, wait a second. Here's an old keyboard. I guess my multimedia keyboard. So
trying to find mine.
Here's a controller. You know, here's a controller. Here's a controller. Here's a controller. It's not going to be any longer than this. Yeah. That's not that big. Stop it.
Like, I'll be honest. I don't see it being any taller than that. And I know this isn't my actual Xbox controller because I have no idea where the fucking thing's gone.
You don't have. You want to here? You know what? I got here. Here, look. I got controllers for you. Here's another controller here. Here's one. Hang on.
But to give you an idea, like this is the basic same size.
Here's another controller. Hang on. Let me get another one.
Fuck's sake. We're gonna be here all day, folks. He's got like 30 controllers off screen, basically.
I've got like 6 controllers right here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up there, not open. But you never know when you have a spare controller.
There it is. I just found it. Helps when you look in the right box.
I think I moved my camera. Nope, I'm fine.
I've got a box full of controllers and that these days, but it's like I don't see it being any bigger, like vertically, than this. And
and this is not that big.
Like Keith, like this is about it. Yeah.
I can't see. I only see your face.
You should be able to see the fucking camera.
Yeah. It's not gonna be any bigger than that.
It's not any bigger than that. It's wider.
It's a thick boy. It is a thick boy. Yes, it is.
It's rather than being this thick, it's half of this, but doubled that.
Yeah. And I like that because it's for heat dissipation, which makes a lot of sense. You know, if you build computers, you know airflow is important.
Oh yeah.
The Xbox One X had a great cooling system, and it was semi-quiet. This is going to be even quieter. and it's going to deal with the heat a lot better. So I will
And
take.
a lot of people have been saying like, "Oh, what are you going to do about the heat dissipation if it's an intake fan on top?" Anybody who knows PC building would know that is an exhaust fan on top.
There's only one fan in this thing. There's only
Yeah,
one fan. They're
and
going
it's
to
an
take.
exhaust fan, and it's going
Yeah,
and because it's standing vertically with the fan at the top, it's going to be pushing all of it straight up, and that thing is going to be running cool as a motherfucker.
it's taking the existing technology from the Xbox One X and going from there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't
like
see. I like it's going to be different because we're so used to sort of the more rectangular style of gaming consoles that we've come to know over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But to have this being basically a couple of stacked cubes, which isn't really going to be something that's going to be fitting under a TV, more like you're going to have this thing sitting next to it, like an overgrown Alexa.
That's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem for some people. I will not deny that. That's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
But not so much for me because
it's going to be a problem for me. I ain't got that wrong.
Like for the way I've got my shelves set up on the side here, is I actually have a top layer that has barely anything on it except like bunches of cables. And when I clean that up, I'm going to have a whole ton of room. So putting that thing just bang square in the middle, no problems. But like people who are used to using a single shelf underneath a TV about yay big,
that's gonna be a problem.
They're going to run into the problem. But then again, I reckon they're going to like they might recommend that you put it vertically, but they're still going to be able to have it set up so it can run horizontally properly. Especially with the disk drive, because vertical disk drives have a history of problems.
Anyway, we'll just have to wait until Microsoft finally gets people the hands on, which I don't think will be until E3 2020.
Nah.
It would be nice if they showed up at PAX South 2020 or PAX East 2020, but those aren't the kind of shows where you're going to show off the console.
Do you reckon with E3 next year, considering it's going to be the year that we're getting both the launch of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, are we going to have another price showdown?
Yes. That's exactly why I think right now, one is too early, but they're both waiting. We're not going to have another Microsoft went first, we're going to undercut them. No. Right now, Microsoft is under a complete different management. They're playing the waiting game.
Well, they're under Phil Spencer's management. He was the dude who delivered the low blow to the Xbox One with the PS4 announcement, if you remember correctly.
Yeah. They are waiting. Both Sony and Microsoft are going, who's going to announce how much this thing costs first? Because I guarantee, here's what's going to happen. If Microsoft goes first and they say $599, Sony's going to come out and say $499. If Microsoft comes out and says $499, Sony's got to think.
Sony's going $399.
They can't. They got to think really hard about that. How much they already take a loss as it is. Do you want to take more of a loss?
Well, think about how they went with the PS4. The PS4 was what, $2 or $399?
The PlayStation 4 was $399.
Okay, so I'd say that'd be your base price regardless.
But we're getting more technology compared to that. We're seeing.
Yeah, but if you turn around and you go $599 or $699 for a console, people are going to riot.
Well, that's why I say $499 is the sweet spot. Remember, Sony is the same company that said PlayStation 3 $599.
And look at what happened when they did that. It almost killed the company.
Right, which is why I say they won't go any lower than $499. They need to. They still need to keep them bottom line.
I reckon a $399 price point is possible on the cards, just because of how cheap technology is these days.
I wouldn't say that.
Outside of graphics processing, prices have actually been getting a lot cheaper on things like the RAM and everything else.
The only reason why I would disagree with that is because everything they're using now is not. They're not using conventional stuff. They're using the Zen 2 and they're using Navi, which is AMD's newest stuff, but they're also using quote unquote next generation NVE, which means they're using some big boy hard drive technology. They can't go so far in the hole where they're already losing money. They're going to lose a shit ton of money in this. We both know this. If they lose any more,
but even though I still reckon under $499 is possible, but maybe not
in the
too much.
cards.
Like we might see maybe 449 or 459.
That'll be the first time we see a console that's that's under the 99. So 499, 399, 299. That would be the very first time we've ever seen that.
I reckon it could be possible.
Oh, definitely could be possible.
I reckon somewhere in between the 399 and 499 for both would be very feasible, like at a very base level. But yeah, I probably think we're probably gonna get something closer to maybe 499 than anything else.
It's going to depend on who wants to get their stuff in the houses and the fastest. We already know from past experience, Sony has the advantage. They have the first party.
See, and that's the biggest problem is with E3. You've always known Microsoft goes first. Microsoft is day one. Sony is always day 2 or day 3. So they've always had that delay for things like this. I reckon for the first time ever, you put Sony and Microsoft on the same day.
It doesn't even matter. It comes down to being attractive. I mean, that would be great, but it comes down to being attractive. If Microsoft can come out and say, we're going to have 10 first-party must-play, you're going to want these games, it doesn't matter when they come out. It doesn't matter if they go first or last. But Sony has... Okay, let me back up and do a quick history lesson for everybody watching, for everybody who's going to see this later on. Xbox, the original Xbox, didn't do bad. It could have been better, but it came out at a really weird time, and Sony was just coming up.
It came out so far in front of everything else.
Right. Sony came up, Sony played catch up, and then they got past them. Xbox 360 came out, Microsoft took the show. Microsoft was killing Sony. Sony was digging in their bag of tricks to figure out what they can do to surpass the Xbox 360, which they did towards the end of that generation. They surpassed them because Microsoft and Don Matrix and all those idiots were like, you know what? We got this. We don't care. Sony went, pew, see ya.
Sports.
And then we come into PlayStation 4. Xbox 360 was great. Xbox One was a colossal failure. They fell with the message. They tried to put media technologies and this stuff that people didn't want. They wanted a game machine. They were trying to market it, say, this is a multiplayer, what did they say it was?
Multifaceted multimedia
garbage. Nobody wanted that. Always on, here's the Kinects. Nobody wanted that shit. Sony came out, games.
Always on, third-party, second-hand game copy protection and constant check-ins that you had to sign in for and subscription this and change over that.
The second that happened,
and Sony, PlayStation came out and went, games! And everyone rejoiced.
Yep, and Sony took it, and Microsoft has been playing catch-up ever since then. Microsoft changed management.
Which I will say, Microsoft has done a great job of doing catch-up because right now, Xbox Game Pass is like the best thing that could have ever happened to that console.
Yeah, and I said it before and I'll say it again. That was born out of desperation, and it's doing a great job. We're now seeing more Japanese games come to the Xbox platform. We'll see a lot more when the new generation comes out. So I don't want to say they'll be on level footing, they'll be on equal footing, but it won't be like it was this generation. It'll be completely different. Yeah. We're going to see a lot of things come from Microsoft, and we're going to see a lot of stuff coming from Sony.
We're going to see a more aggressive Microsoft this time around, more focused on games. I reckon.
You mean
more focused on games and less on it being an all-around entertainment system.
We're seeing it now.
Which they touted for the last 2 generations.
Yeah, we're seeing it now.
Let's focus on having to hook up your cable box to it or your subscription service. It's going to be, here's games. We're going to transition Game Pass into the new thing, and we're going to start adding new games to it straight away, I reckon. Like, if they come out and say, your existing Game Pass goes onto the new console, and we give you 5 out of the 10 launch games...
Oh, no, they've already said that.
Dude, it's game over.
Game Pass that was the whole thing. Game Pass is going to be compatible with all Xbox systems ever since its inception. So the new Xbox will have that. New Xbox will use all of your existing Xbox stuff. They are not playing. They are backwards compatible ever since they dropped all this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I want to see what Sony does. And before anybody says I'm an Xbox shill, no, I'm a gamer. I like to see games. I
Yeah.
wanted, you know what? I grew up when gaming was coming into the golden age. I remember the Nintendo versus Sega. Genesis does what
Yeah.
Nintendo don't. I remember those,
Yeah.
and I loved them because it was healthy competition. Nintendo was trying to one up Sega. Sega was trying to one up Nintendo, and they were always going back and forth.
Then Sony walked in the door and said, "Hey, bitches, look at this."
But you can blame Nintendo for that. Nintendo was the cause of
Oh
Sony.
yeah. Oh my god. Like, how much of a different future would we have today if Sony worked with Nintendo on the original PlayStation like they did, that hybrid system? Like that would have the
Things
landscape would be different
in a
today.
completely different timeline and another universe, a multiverse. Things are completely backwards, and
Crisis
Nintendo
on
is still
Infinite Earths.
Nintendo is still fighting Sega. They're
Yep.
still fighting, but that's not what happened here. So, yeah, this is gonna be healthy competition. I want to see it. I want to see Sony and Microsoft fighting. I want them on fighting on equal terms, and I want us to reap the
And
benefits.
the main thing is I want them to focus on games.
Yes,
They are gaming companies
yes. I
with,
don't.
with
I
these
mean,
consoles. I don't care if you have a great deal with Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever. I don't care about your streaming stuff. Streaming stuff, I have a PC and a smart TV for. Give me games. Come out
he's
with your
right.
biggest. Come out with your biggest guns firing. Give us the big titles. Like, if you've got, like, Xbox has Halo. Okay, we already know a new Halo is coming. Launch day, do it. Sony, pull something out your ass. Pull, I don't know, a new Crash Bandicoot or something, or a new Uncharted or something. Pull one of your big franchises out and go, here's one of our biggest franchise games on the system day one. Do a goddamn Nintendo. Because when they brought
Yeah,
out the Switch, the first thing they turned around and said, here's Mario.
yeah. They have
And
to.
that, and that was it, Pull your big guns out straight away. If they've got a sequel in the works, get it on the new system, exclusive to the new system.
I'm not gonna go with that. I'm not. I'm going to. What's
I
the word I'm
reckon
looking for?
they need to shrink the crossover period.
They can't. They can't. Still, if you're referring to Microsoft, they won't, and it's good business for them not to do it.
Mm.
I mean, again, this could be my PC bias showing, and it may be, but the fact that all their first party games are coming also on PC is also a good thing because they are still making money off of me. Because I have the new Xbox, but I can still play those games on my PC. They're still getting money from me. They're getting money from me
Yeah,
who says I'm not going to buy the system, but I'll play your games. So it's good. It's good to have multi-platform, multifaceted, not multi-platform as in I'm going to put my Microsoft exclusive games onto a Sony or Nintendo console. Heavens no! Please don't do that. Don't ever do
no,
that. Don't do a Sega. Please don't.
no.
The second you do that, it's game over for you.
But
Your
but
big
I,
guns don't.
I'm like, I'm one of these people who's sitting here going, like, I look over at my pile of wrestling games that I've got here, and looking at the crossover period
Are you
of
crying
like
because wrestling
three
games are dead?
years. No, yeah, well, they got absolutely slaughtered this year, man. But like, the crossover period from PS2 to PS3 was 4 years. 4 years. I reckon shrink that down to maybe 3 or 2. Just if you really want people to adapt that new technology, you want to get those new consoles out, you're gonna have to shrink that crossover time because people are gonna hold on to their new console as long as possible until they can't get games for
Well,
it anymore.
Sony has already said that's exactly what they're doing. People have gotten upset. It was already a report on it from Jason from Kotaku. I always pronounce Jason's name wrong. Again, I'm going to apologize, Jason. Jason Schreier. Jason. I always screw his name up.
Streamer.
Schreier. I always mess his name up. I'm sorry. But he already reported on it saying that Sony is doing exactly that. They are going to have games that are exclusive to the PlayStation 5 because they want you to buy the PlayStation 5. And you know what? I agree.
Mm.
I agree. We
From
don't
a
want to
business
have
point of view, it's the best way to do it.
we don't want to have another Watch Dogs. We don't want to have another, oh,
Nope.
hang on to your
Nope, nope.
system. We're going to have parity so you can still play these games even though the newer system's running better. No, 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 no. No, that's handicapping games. No. You want this game and it runs better on this console, don't make it available for the older one. It's as simple as that. Apple does it, Android does it.
Yep.
This is what happens. You can't play it on the old console. Sorry, upgrade. Can't afford it. I'm sorry. And I hate to be this guy, but that's the nature of the business. It sucks. It
Yep.
does suck. Which is why these consoles cannot be $600.
Nope.
No, it has to be affordable.
Agreed.
That said, I think we've exhausted our topics for tonight. I'm losing my voice, and I think I'm getting. I think people are coming into my office, coming on my door, so I think it's time for me to go pick up the daughter from work. So we're gonna go ahead and end it for tonight. We went an hour and 15 minutes, so that was actually pretty good. You said it was gonna be a short show. No,
I was wrong.
you were completely and utterly wrong.
Geez, now I'm gonna have to go and play video games for the rest of the afternoon. Gee.
Yep, go do that. Unlike some of us who got to get up and do more Christmas decorations because that's what we do.
Oh, we haven't even started the tree yet, man.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we got the tree up. The wife. Oh my God, the wife has the entire front room decorated. I'm gonna post some pictures on Instagram later. The entire front room is decorated. The table, she started downstairs, and I'm like, this is so good. Thank you. She's getting us into the Christmas spirit.
Mainly because you don't have to do a damn thing.
Why always? No, I'm still doing it. I'm still gonna go do stuff. Well, every year it's usually me to get her into the spirit, but now she's getting me into it. So it's good. It's all good.
But I guess we should also use this opportunity to wish everybody who is watching or listening on whatever your viewing or listening platform is for this a very Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope you have the best of it. Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Yep.
I believe this will probably be our last show till next year, just due to the timing, I think.
Yeah, next week is like getting ready for Christmas and Christmas parties and stuff.
And the next week is all New Year's. Plus, video game news is going to be very slow over the next couple of weeks because nobody's really putting anything out or even really announcing anything. So unless a major news story breaks, I think we're probably done for 2 weeks. So please be safe out there. As we say all the time, be safe out there, especially those of you driving. It is the season for snow on tires.
There's the season for idiots on the road.
Yep, idiots on the road. Snow on the road, idiots on the road, drinks in bellies doesn't make for a good driving experience, despite what South Park said last week on their show.
Oh, people still watch that shit?
Oh, mate, last week's was absolutely hilarious. It was all about drink driving and being high and driving, and it ended with Santa and Jesus doing cocaine. So, yeah.
Okay, that's exactly why I don't watch South Park.
But do not do that yourselves, people. Be safe out there. We don't need fatalities on our roads, or
unless you're playing Mortal Kombat on the go.
Yeah, unless you're playing video games, in which case slaughter everybody, because digital lives don't matter. But for the real lives, people, take it safe. We want to see you back here next year and join us for more Spectator Mode. And as per usual, you always make sure you jump on the Outerhaven.net because you never know what we're putting up. I've got a couple of articles coming up. I've got my Random Game Awards for 2019 coming.
I still got to do.
We got the Christmas list.
Yeah, that's behind. That's my fault. That's my fault.
We've still got to have Christmas recommendations, Game of the Years, what we're looking forward to in 2020. We are still going to have content up over the next couple of weeks, at least on the website. So please go to www.theouterhaven.net and make sure you keep up. We're all listed on our social media, so if you want to get in contact with us, do so via there. Anything you want to add, Keith, before you bump yourself in the head?
Be sure to check us out on audioboom.com, spotify.com, podcasts, where is it? Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Always leave a rating for us, help a small show get bigger. Pimp us out on Twitter. You can also find us out on the Outerhaven.net. You can also find us at the Outerhaven on Twitter. And
also the Outerhaven on YouTube. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. No?
I like this hat.
Or you're just jiggling your balls.
I'm having too much fun with this damn hat. All right, folks.
Well, take it easy, people, and we will see you in 2020. End of the
2020.
decade again, man.
Get out.
We
All
done.
right. All right, folks.